Hi, everyone. Welcome to ATB Hammered. I'm your host, Michael Bird, and I'm coming to you from the ATB studios in Raleigh, North Carolina. Today, I am joined by his second appearance in the ATB studios, Mr. Brandon Cuthrell.
Yo.
This is her first appearance here on ATB Hammered, and hopefully not her last. We'll see how tonight goes, if she can stand this. But Miss Molly Snyder, what's up, Molly?
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right. I'm glad you both could make it up here tonight. We absolutely have no idea what we're talking about right now. Well, we got sort of kind of an idea. I guess we are going to revisit the popular post of the day in the ATB singles group. Before we hit up on some topics, I want to just go around. So, Brandon, what are you up to, man? What you got going on?
Not nothing, man. Just chilling, doing chores.
You ready for Saturday? You doing a lot of choring, eh?
Yeah. Chores for days.
All right. How about you, Miss Molly? What's Molly Snyder up to today? How you been?
Good. Can't complain. Just hit my last 30th birthday. Kind of scared.
Oh, your last 30th?
My last 30th. I'm holding on to that.
Was there
really
a
hard.
first one?
Yes, there was. 30.
Oh, my God.
Wait a second. I'm confused. How do you get your last 30th?
I just turned 39.
Oh, 39.
It's my last 30th.
Oh,
Wait, what?
damn. I thought you were
Oh,
coming up with some
Jesus.
kind of smart-ass
No.
remark or something. That's actually,
Nope,
yeah.
that's serious.
Well, once you hit 40, that shit just goes downhill. Like, it's bad.
Yeah, that's why I'm in the gym every day.
What?
No, thank you.
I mean, like, you can start getting these long gray hairs in your eyebrows. And
What?
yeah, dude. Like, I had somebody pull one out last night. It was about half an inch long.
That's what
Jesus
she
Christ.
said.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was like a pubic hair was on my forehead. How the fuck does that even happen?
Oh, my
What?
God.
How was your night last night?
Oh, Jesus.
Seriously.
Yeah. Well, we want to talk about the golf and the bathroom, the wings. Yeah, it was pretty rough. All right. So what we are going to do, so ATB Hammered, for you people that aren't familiar with ATB is a series of social groups on Facebook. Right now, there's currently 26, and there's, I believe, 5 singles groups, and there's other groups that have to do with pets and cars and single parents, sports, you name it, we have a group for it. So this is our outlet to discuss what's going on in these groups. And this morning, I posted something, and I got tired of hearing about a lot of bitching. There's a lot of negativity in the group as of late. People are posting about their bad dates, or they're getting stood up, and I see a lot of men posting negative stuff and women posting negative stuff. I've had enough. So this morning, I wrote a post, and I'm going to read most of the post for you guys, and we are going to discuss these points in detail for you. All right. Hold on to your hats and put on your seatbelts, because this is about to go down. Are you two with me on this?
We're here. Let's
Yeah.
do
All
it.
right. Now, I'm going to preface all this by I'm saying I am not a relationship expert by any means.
Can I say something crazy before you get started?
Yes, please.
There's literally a hammer on the table we're sitting at. Just so you know, when it says hammered, it is literally staring at me right now.
It is.
That
That's
was all I had to say.
that's a big fucking hammer.
I already took a picture. I'll send it to everybody.
Legendary.
I think everybody has seen my hammer.
But I'm seeing it in person.
No, false.
I can literally jump over the table and grab it and touch it. I'm so excited.
Well, so like the story with this hammer is, so I'm walking around Crabtree Mall and with my daughter, and we go in this novelty store where they sell all this crazy Marvel comics shit, and they had this Thor hammer sitting in there. It was like $100. And I told my daughter, I was like, I'm not paying fucking $100 for that thing. So what do? I come home and get on Amazon and buy it for $89.
Perfect.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
you put batteries in it, it makes thunder
Does it
noises and
really?
lights up and
You
shit.
need
But
an entire episode on that.
that's
I'm serious.
not a bad idea.
I know.
I like that.
We
A whole
gotta-
episode on my hammer.
Yes.
We got a hammer on the table that takes batteries. It was $89.
That sounds like a
All
really
right.
good vibrator.
Do whatever you want to do.
Holy shit! What if that thing did vibrate when you turn the on
Holy
switch?
shit.
That would
Alright,
be
well.
every woman's fantasy.
So sorry to distract from the original topic.
All right, so we've just found out Molly has ADD. So,
I think there's an H in there too for me.
AD.
I'm hyperactive. ADHD.
Oh, oh my gosh. All right. Y'all keep up with us tonight because this might be too much for you all to handle.
Squirrel.
All right. All right. Cut. Remind me to edit that part out later.
I don't care. It does not bother me.
All right. All right. So, like I said, I'm not Dr. Ruth. I didn't take a 20-hour course online and get like this relationship guru doctor degree or anything.
But he is the founder of ATB.
That's it. So I'm automatically a relationship expert, I guess. No, you're definitely not.
Or where all the excuses go to, or problems or issues, you would be the guy.
All right. So number one bullet point was, if you are constantly posting about red flags and the tone of your posts always sound needy, bitchy, and just overall unpleasant, then guess what? No one wants to date you, and that's the fucking truth. Molly, do you want to touch on this one first?
Yeah, I actually do.
All right, it's yours.
There is not a person in any room that you sit in or in, regardless of what they're doing, where they're at, that would not raise their hand saying they have shit going on in their lives. Whether it's personal, whether it's with family, whether it's work, everybody has shit going on. Nobody wants to hear it. If you can't find a single positive in your life, just don't be around people.
Personally, I love hearing the shit going through people's lives. It makes my day go a lot better.
I do watch Shameless so that I know that my life is great.
Brandon's like, so my life isn't so bad.
Exactly.
I'm not a TV person. I am totally like binge watching Shameless because my life is great compared to all that.
Exactly. That's why
so good.
And that's why we watch it. It makes us feel good.
Wow, I need to watch Shameless. I've never seen it.
Oh.
So for all you people that are bitching on your statuses, yes, it's going to be incredibly difficult to find a date, but you're gaining an audience because you're making a lot of people feel good about their day.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you're wasting your time and you're putting people who may have wanted to have a friendship or a relationship or even just get to know you, you're automatically pushing them away without giving them a chance to get to know you.
That's true.
Oh yeah, that's in a dating sense, but I'm saying as a grand audience,
as a friendship, as somebody you want to be around. It doesn't have to be just dating. And if you're around somebody who's constantly negative, do you want to stay around them? It brings you down. It takes your energy. It's not healthy.
Absolutely not. But I do like hearing it, listening to it, and reading it online though. Now in person,
you're like, as long as that's not my shit.
As long as my shit's better, we're good.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, I can think of a couple of people off the top of my head, and of course I'm not going to mention any names, but every time they post, it's always a post about what they are looking for, and it comes across as negative, like bitchy. Like if I didn't know this person and I just seen them writing this and without knowing their character, I would be like, there is no fucking way I am going to date this woman because this is how the dates would be. And I would always be on the defensive because I know I have to meet a certain criteria with this girl. So I'm automatically being judged throughout the whole date.
Can I say something to that?
Sure.
No.
Shut up.
So
here's the thing. Like, you've got to remember that what you're putting out there isn't necessarily you as the audience. And 9 times out of 10, when you're posting something emotional, you are in the midst of an emotion. Give yourself a break, take some time, write it out, think about if that's something you want to put out there to other people to think about or see. This is your family. It's potentially kids around you. It's people you work with. It's your friends. It's people you may potentially want to date down the road, or could be future people in your life. You don't know. Think about it. Don't act on emotion.
Well, and also, don't write stuff like you're the next coming of Jesus Christ. These women that post this, they post it like they're the best thing since sliced bread.
The guys do too.
Now, hold on. Let me address the woman first.
Woman or women?
Okay, so I got this one woman in particular I'm thinking about.
Okay.
But
is that fair to the rest of us?
But hold on. We'll let you get to your men too. So don't post something like you have no imperfections, like you're God's gift to men.
Oh, shit. We have imperfections?
No.
I mean, we talked about this earlier. Women that don't give oral sex have imperfections.
Now, I can... My
Are
two
you talking about
cents
giving oral
on
sex
this.
now, Brandon? Because that's what I just heard coming
What?
out.
No, we're not getting into that.
Wait,
Tune in
so I
next
just
week.
heard something. Who let pigs in here? I heard a snort.
I totally started.
It's suey.
Oh, McDonald's farm in here. Here we go.
All right. What you saying, Brandon?
So I was gonna say, I think most of these emotions, and when the way you're saying is, they're God's gift, and they have this persona about them that they want this and this and this, and they have their list as like they can pick. Now
I have an
can
entire
kind of,
whiteboard.
so I can almost blame that on past relationships. Now imagine, you're dating someone and they put you on this completely high pedestal and make you think whoa.
Yep, I hear it.
Is that good?
No, yeah, you're good.
Oh.
Yeah, you're good. I
And
turned
so
you up.
they put you on this super high pedestal to make you think that, you are the center of the world to that person. And then y'all break up and you're still on the pedestal when in a worldly vision, you're really not. You might be like right in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
I mean,
You don't get?
I don't know, Molly. Does that make sense?
No, so imagine. So I'm saying, being in a relationship, you're with someone, say like a year or however long, and
Okay.
they are like obsessed with you. Like, to them, you're a 10. And they're treating you like the queen. They're treating you like the greatest person on earth, and over time you gain this
Perception
confidence.
is reality.
Yeah, but you gain this
Perception
confidence.
is reality.
But you gain a confidence that is way beyond your means, so that when you go back out into the single world, your confidence and your persona of yourself is so high.
I was kind of going to take that a different
That's
direction
how you
after
live.
hearing you talk immediately.
So what you're saying, Molly, I got it's on my brain. Let me.
Yeah, mine's going to be gone in a second.
Oh
too.
shit. Okay, I'm gonna speed up here. So what you're saying is that someone's giving you a false sense of yourself in a relationship.
Absolutely.
That when you are single again, you're going back out there and you exert more confidence than what you should.
Yes,
Or okay,
absolutely, yeah.
we're gonna touch on that later too because that's one of my
okay.
points.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
What you got, Molly?
All right, thank you. I actually remembered it. I need a piece of paper and a pen so I can write these things down as I'm thinking
Oh
about
well,
them.
here you go.
I can, yeah, okay.
We in the ATB studios we have paper and we have pen.
We're out here taking notes.
All right, awesome.
Because-
So what I was thinking about was, it's kind of like when you have a car and you're ready to get a new car and you're thinking about, what are the things I hated about this last car? What are the things I hated about the car before? How can I make sure that this new car doesn't have any of that shit? That's what you're kind of talking about, but you're also, there's two sides of it. Would you freaking listen to me?
I didn't say that.
You did.
Till
You
now.
said no. So that's one aspect of it, is when you
okay.
get back on the market, you're looking for the things that you liked from your last couple cars, and the things that you didn't like, you want to make sure you don't have in your next car. I think that's a great analogy.
Okay.
Don't look
Yeah.
at me like that.
Okay.
The
What?
second part of that is that you mentioned, you're on a pedestal. Well, you're an idiot for being on a pedestal because there are great things that you bring to a table, but there are also things that you could work on in every relationship, whether it's friendships or actual relationships or friends with benefits, whatever the hell it is. Everyone brings to light strengths and weaknesses of you. So take those in. Figure out what are the things I'm cool with being strong and great at. Maybe there's one I want to back off on. Maybe there's things I suck at that I want to work on to be better for myself before I throw myself back out into the dating world.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it.
Yep.
Did you get your points?
That's all I got. Mic drop.
My mic blew up. I don't.
Well, I mean, I see completely where she's coming. She's a completely level-headed point
Yeah.
of view. Now, the problem is not everyone's that level-headed, and a lot of people will take all of the things, because you have to understand some
I can't
relationships.
take a jab at you now.
What you want? Throw his hammer at you.
Yes, but you've been in a long-term relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I've been single for the first time in my life for the last 3 years. So I think we're coming from different points of view too, which is great.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, like I was married 14 years and I got divorced and coming back to.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I've been divorced since 2013, so I'm still 7 years now, still single.
Damn.
Goodness.
Hey, you know what? It's experience. I'm just marinating for that perfect relationship,
Oh,
I
yeah,
guess.
you're
Marinate.
practicing.
Yeah,
You're in the
lots of
practice
practice
squad right
here,
now.
buddy.
Let it marinate.
Spending a lot of time in the G League. Jeez. All right. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's tough. 14 years you don't date, so that's a skill or a characteristic of your former life that you don't use anymore. So when you're thrown back into that after 14 years, you're like, what the fuck? Then there's wow, this Tinder is awesome. Instead of walking around a bar looking at women being all creepy, I can just swipe right and left.
Yes and no. I don't know.
Yeah.
I never dated. In my entire, I've had such long-term relationships, I've never really dated. It's all or nothing. I jump in immediately and it's a relationship. So looking at it from that perspective,
Jesus.
dating is scary.
Just no time, just right back in.
Yeah.
You didn't even have time to see what your strengths and weaknesses were.
No, usually they were happening at the same time. I was ending one and starting one at the same time.
Oh my God.
I've never understood that, to segue into this. I mean, I've never understood how
It's
someone
called
can get out of a relationship and immediately go into another one. Can you give yourself time to breathe?
But it's called codependence. It's actually a very real thing. I've learned about it in the last year, but it's a very real thing. A lot of times comes from a significant other or a parent being an alcoholic, but it's literally where you almost have to be in somebody's relationship in life, and you don't do it oh, hey, here I am, I have my things, I'm bringing my things to the table, you're bringing your things, we have our own personal, individual things. No, I want to be in your life 100%. And it's almost like a leech in some ways.
So you're like...
Are you a leech?
I'm not. I'm working on it. I'm not trying to date right now. I know better. The country just totally came out of me.
I'm not editing that out either.
That's fine.
Yeah. So to touch back on this, all right. So yeah, if you are always posting about men's red flags and
and you're not calling yourself out, you suck.
Yeah. Stop scaring everybody, because if that's all you talk about is red flags, men are not going to want to date you because they're already thinking, oh my God, what kind of red flags is she going to see on me? This probably isn't going to go anywhere. Miss Molly has her hand up again.
Oh my
I
God.
do. But on the part of that too is as a male, if you're going to talk about every single thing you do for a female or talk about the entire relationship without mentioning their name, they know who they are, and that's really annoying too.
Wait, I'm lost. Say that again.
There are people out there that'll talk about oh, I want to date with this person, talk about the relationship and where they're going and what they see, and that can be annoying too. Too much of talking about your relationship or personal life or negativity it's too much.
You talking about in a social group forum?
Yes.
In the singles group, if you're talking about your relationship and...
Yes. That's a little much.
Well, a lot of people don't want to see that, especially in a singles group, because it rubs people the wrong way, because they're like, well, you son of a bitch, I'm trying to get in a relationship. I don't want to sit here and hear about your Disneyland princess and prince story,
on the flip
when
side
I'm
is
struggling.
being somebody dating somebody like that. I don't want my shit out there. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
That's personal. If you want to talk to some people in the group, reach out to them individually. Do not blast that.
Yeah, I agree. I think people that do that are trying to get attention.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a little Q-tip.
A little Q-tip.
Little
Just
quick,
a Q-tip.
I call it Q-tip, but it's actually a quick tip. If you are in a single social forum and you're dating, as a male, I could probably say as a female at this point, I would highly recommend if you go on a date with somebody, just shut it down. Don't talk about it with anybody. Do not post about it, because the question is, if it doesn't work out, well, guess what? You're going to be back dating on that forum again. And guess who's going to be seeing that post? It might be that dude's friend. It could be somebody that knows that dude. And guy code number 7 is you never date a girl that has already dated your friend or someone you know.
I do live by that.
Yes.
If I know for a fact that a girl that I like has slept with a friend of mine, I will not mess with that girl. For one, I just don't want to be sloppy seconds to somebody I know. That's just like an ego thing, I guess.
At 40, you're sloppy seconds to everybody at this point.
But I don't want to know about it. If I know about it and not knowing about it, it's like two different things
But
to
is
me.
that necessarily the girl's fault? Sometimes it's the guy friend that tells you, not her.
No, it's really not anyone's fault. That's just that's just the way I feel, And if I would never date a friend's ex-girlfriend.
Oh God, no.
Never. That's just no dice.
So the Q-tip is do not post on social media if you're dating. If you're in a relationship, yes. If not yet, stay away.
Tonight's Q-tip, ladies and gentlemen, from Brandon Cuthrell right there. Brandon, you got an Instagram or anything you want to promote so you can get all the hashtag Q-tips?
Beat cut 0633.
Oh,
Sending out Q-tips left and right. Clean your ears, guys.
I really wish there was some on the table. That'd be so great. I'd be throwing them at him right now.
All right. So we just touched on point number 1, and we're going to take a quick break. And before we take a quick break, I want to let everyone know out there this Thursday, March the 5th, we've got ATB Idol Week 3 going on at Wild Wing Cafe. We're going to kick that off at 9 o'clock. I'd encourage everyone to get there around 8:30 so you can get you a seat. We've got, and by the way, you can see Mr. Brandon Cuthrell himself singing this Thursday.
Yeah.
You're not going to sing? You going to sing?
Only come if you're voting for me.
Brandon needs the votes, folks. He almost made it, and he shocked the shit out of me with his voice. I didn't believe he could sing this good, but I'm telling you, he tied for, no, he was fourth. You were fourth in week 1 voting. So Brandon needs all the support you can get. So hopefully Molly's going to vote for him. And don't forget, if you are there in person, your vote counts as 2 points. If you vote online, it is 1. And this is week 3. So we have, after this week, 1 more week of qualifying, then the big finale at Plus on the 18th, I believe. All right. We will be right back with more ATB Hammered.
Hammer time.
All right, we are back. I'm Mike, and you are listening to Hammered. I've got Brandon and Molly. They're still with me. I don't know why after that last segment. Well, that was fun. that was fun. All right, so we're going to jump right back into business here. So we were talking about my post from this morning. And number 2, stop complaining about not getting dates or getting stood up. It happens. Fuck, we've all been stood up, right?
Yep.
I mean, okay, I've never been stood up. Sorry.
Here's the thing. It's called.
Yeah, don't be lying.
I don't remember being stood up before.
Lying to these people.
So here's the thing. If you're in sales of any kind of form or fashion, which all of us are selling ourselves constantly, and you don't understand that the more people you talk to, the better your odds are, you're going to have things that don't work out. It's okay. It makes you stronger.
It is. It is. All right. Yeah, I know. I could talk about this too. Let me finish reading the rest of it here, because I want to hit that up too.
Sorry,
You made a good. No, you made a good point, Molly. Gosh, you bring so much to the table, don't you? How are you still single? I don't get it.
She cheats.
Isn't that like the worst question? Isn't that the worst question you can be asked?
The worst is you don't have kids or a family.
How is that? Why?
That's not even like, it's like you're expected to have that. Excuse me?
That's why I'm glad I'm not a woman. You get that question a lot.
Right?
Oh gosh.
Yep.
It's about time you have some children.
Or if your time's running out. Like,
Oh.
dun, dun, dun.
Why is she 39 years old, not married, and doesn't have kids?
Wait,
What is
Bert,
wrong with
Bert,
her?
I'm allowed to tell you my age.
Red flag.
You're not allowed to say my age.
Oh!
Just saying
All
that
right.
is
Oh, wait, hold on. I
unnatural.
got this.
No, and I don't mind that being on the podcast. I'm just saying that is an important thing to remember.
Oh, to be fair, I'm 44.
To be fair.
To be
It doesn't matter.
fair.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, you're right, because it is like, I don't know
It's
why
like a
it's such
personal
a.
girl thing.
Yeah,
I was this last weekend was my birthday, and I literally like hid from everybody. I was like, I don't want to acknowledge this birthday
Brandon, what's like the equivalent to guys when it comes to like.
when you can't get it up.
Well, I mean, so no, like, all right,
That we
so.
don't want our age to be thrown out there.
Yeah, like I don't care. People can know. I'm 44. I don't give a shit. Whatever. That doesn't bother me. What's the equivalent though? Like a woman doesn't want you to tell her age. So I don't
I
know.
think the only time it's inappropriate is when you're talking to a chick that you and like someone that knows you, that knows the person's significantly younger, and you're trying to be younger, and then they come up like, "Yo, did you know he was such and such years old?" I'm like, really, dude? But other than that, that's really the only time.
I don't know. Like I could see. What if you had like a really, really small penis, and it was
You
like.
better make up with it for something, with a lot of something. It better be some money or. A
I'm
nice
thinking that's
car,
probably
great
the
job. I
equivalent
don't know.
of like a woman's age.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's it's
I
funny,
mean-
but like certain things are personal, and it's neat because when you look at different people, oh, don't you laugh. When you look at different people, it's based off what they knew. Like, I remember I had a breakdown at 14. 14. I hit 14. I cried. I thought I was getting old. Like, what the hell is wrong with me at this point, right? But when I was growing up, my mom taught aqua size at the local pool, and it was adults, mostly ladies, and senior citizens, mostly ladies. And I had to listen to them talk constantly growing up about how bad it was to get older. So by 14, I thought I had gotten there. I was like, it's over.
Oh my God.
But it's context to what you know. That's it.
Yeah. Maybe like a downward angle.
See, I thought when I hit 25, I'd be 25 for 5 years. I just don't care. It's my age, but it doesn't mean that I like it sometimes.
Yes.
Well, it's like that saying. I know, me personally, I'm like fine wine. I just keep getting better every year.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Or like 50 is the next 20. Yeah, sure. Okay.
All right, let's get back on track here.
Is this hitting red flags here? Is this on point one?
All right, so getting back on track. If you are constantly putting out there that you are getting stood up, then guess what?
You suck.
No one is going to date you. And this is why you are putting out there you are getting stood up. You are chronically getting stood up. All right.
And
Now,
that goes so perfectly into number 3, and I'm sorry I interrupted, but like the confidence part.
well, hold on, wait. I'm not done with 2 yet. You just hold on, Miss Molly.
We got about 6 over
Will
here.
you put her in her seatbelt, okay?
I just wrote down the things that you said today so I can address them and not have to read all the damn words that you posted.
All right, so I'm going to address number 2 first. Okay. I know I'm repeating myself, but if you are constantly putting out there you're getting stood up, then I'm wondering, why are you getting stood up? What are you doing that other men feel the need not to show up and commit to a date they said they would?
Or other women.
Or other women. Yes. Okay. Now, when I speak, this is an umbrella. This goes over men and women. I'm not just singling out women because I'm a man. But okay. What are you doing that makes you get stood up all the time? Isn't that what you would think, Brandon, as a guy? If a girl's constantly posting, she's getting stood up a lot.
Depends on who she is. If you have no idea who she is and she throws it out there, and you're like, oh,
run.
You're like, oh,
Run fast.
That dude, he's an idiot. He's
She might
stupid.
be bipolar.
Hey.
Or if you're single and you're looking for a good date, hey, stand you up. Let me know. I'll come on the date.
Now, I'll go with your point. All right, if it's one time, but if it's 2 times, 3 times, okay. Now, I mean, come on, it's a swiping society we live in. So if you're scheduled to go on a date with this one girl, and she's, let's just say, and Molly, I hate putting numbers on women, but this is the best way I can describe this
It's
too.
your only experience. I get it. You haven't been trying to date guys. It's cool. It's cool.
No, not at all. This is not from
Exactly.
Wink Wink, a True Life Experience. But anyway, if I have a date with a 6, and let's just say it's
we don't even do that
Wednesday.
shit.
If Wednesday at 7:00, I'm scheduled to meet someone at Wild Wing Cafe.
It's a 6. That's like a little bit more than average. That's like a
yeah.
C plus.
C+, that's fair. Fair
That's
enough.
horrible. Who gets those grades?
I mean, you just did the grade. I gave the number. You gave the grade. And ladies and gentlemen, Molly is a female. So
Really?
don't be saying, what the fuck is Bird talking about grading women? That was Molly. All right, but anyway, let's go back to my point. Wild Wing Cafe, 7:00. I got a date with a 6.
It's a 10. 0 to 10. I'm assuming this. Just ladies, men. That's what I'm assuming.
But let's just say, okay, it's 4:00 and I'm swiping Tinder, and I swipe an 8. And we start talking, and she goes, well, what are you doing tonight? And I'm like, oh, fuck, I got a date with a 6. Oh, shit, what am I going to do? What am I going to do?
But you just said she was an 8.
Yeah, so the 8 wants to go out that night. So maybe this is what's happening to these women getting stood up. Maybe they are getting overswiped at the last minute.
That's a very good possibility.
It is. That's what I'm thinking. Because we do live in a swiping culture.
Environment you want to be in when it comes to figure out who you're going to date.
Of course not, but that's just what happens. That's the reality
That's
of
what
it.
you choose to do. I haven't swiped in 6 months.
Well, I wish, you know what? I'm going to look up a percentage right quick while you go.
I'm
All right,
sure.
let me ask her a question while you're looking at it.
Okay.
All right, Molly. So
Don't eat the microphone, please.
I got to get close to it. I got to get close to it. This is how you do it.
That close.
So let me ask you this question. Okay. So besides typical things that come up, that can possibly come up. What are some things that would make you want to back out of a date at the last minute?
I think there's a really important one of like, I hate to pull the woman card, but like we go through a lot of emotions throughout a month. You guys see it, you deal with it. I'm sorry, it happens. It is what it is, right? And there are times when you feel really confident and great, and you want to dress sexy. There are times you just want to like hide in a hole. There's different parts of a month, and there's a really funny video I saw once about it too. But it depends kind of on the timing that you're finding a situation. Sometimes you're just depressed and don't want to go out. Sometimes maybe you have too many zits and it just doesn't feel comfortable to go. Like, I'm dead serious. Okay. It could be a million things. The problem is that we don't want to be necessarily, as females, direct and saying, hey, I got a zit. I look like shit. Don't want to see ya. Really not my idea for a first date. But there are reasons for anybody to back out. It could be that something personal happened in their life, something with a family, but like
outside of personal, like you literally have nothing going on, nothing came up.
I'm having a bad hair day and look like shit. I don't want to see you. This is my first impression. Don't want to see you.
So B point to that question. All right,
and I've got a point too after yours.
So you got C, I got B. Perfect. So
I got D.
So what is something that you would actually tell a man? That, you're backing out last minute, but you're actually still interested. And vice versa, what is something that you would say when you back out, but you're not really interested? And we're just going to spitball and just say you've been talking for like a week.
Okay.
So nothing crazy.
Totally fine. And both are totally different. So I tend to, especially when I'm in active, okay dating mode, which like I said, not right now trying to figure me out and where I want to be. But when I'm in active dating mode and I'm not feeling it or I'm not feeling that night, I'm honest. And I'm brutally honest, which is probably the reason why sometimes things don't work out. But I'm honest in the sense of like, hey, I'm just emotionally not feeling up to like going hanging out tonight, or I just don't feel pretty tonight. I want to do my thing. Like, can we reschedule? Like, I genuinely want to be able to give you my best self.
Okay.
And I'm honest, and I know that's not a lot of people, but I'm brutally honest to the point where it probably screws me up for a lot of relationships.
And one more.
That's the first one. There's the second part.
Side.
I haven't done the second part yet.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you had a two-parter.
Yeah, sure.
He gave me a two-parter.
Oh, okay. So I'm all ears. Go.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to do the second part?
Yeah, go.
I was just making sure you're getting to it before.
Second part. So, I think one of the most important things we can do is listen, and we forget in the society, or we focus so much on our phones, the technology around us, and it sucks because it's changed so much. But listening and looking at body language, sometimes people really want to be closer to you or get to know you more, or are really actively at that point, and you don't have the body language to show that you are, or vice versa. I think people could be way more honest about where they are, what they feel, but we're scared that we're going to get rejected. So when it's the kind of situation where I'm really not that interested in you, I mean, I'll answer you with one-word answers.
Do you ghost or do you orbit?
I don't know the difference. I know ghosting is disappearing. What the fuck is orbit?
And that's a reference back to episode 2 podcast that Brandon was on.
Or breadcrumbing.
I'll breadcrumb the fuck out of it.
Oh, my God. This is evidence.
If I'm interested, I know what that means.
Watch out, people, for breadcrumbing.
But I think if people could be upfront about what is it their expectations are, there's and I might have to go and look at it and then come back to you guys with a reference for it. But there was a statement I saw recently, and there's a definition behind it that was about a different type of person, like where they can't have a sexual relationship or like a long-term, like big picture relationship with somebody until they actually know them as a friend. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
But it's actually a thing.
But you can't get mad if the other person doesn't want to.
No, you can't get mad if the other person does anything they want to.
I mean, and I would say, guys, if they kind of want to do that and you don't do it.
Demisexual. That's what it's called.
You could waste a lot of time.
But don't you, because women are emotional creatures. That's a fact, okay? That's not a stereotype. That's a fact. Did everybody agree on that?
I cannot complain.
Why don't you ask the woman in the room?
Some men are emotional too. Don't get me wrong. I know it's 2020. It's okay, men. You can show your emotions. All right.
Yeah, we're around the right people. And if not, you look like a fucking pussy. And vice versa to the women. If you show too many male emotions, like you can take care of yourself, you look like a dude. Like, there's a balance there that we got to learn how to figure out.
Well, I'm just saying too, if you claim to be a strong woman and you're independent and you want to have like those male emotions, then guess what? Don't be coming to me with your jar of pickles and want me to open it for you. You better be able to open it yourself.
And I still expect.
All right.
Was that a metaphor or is that like real?
That's
was
like
real.
real time.
And I still, there are times. There's still
Don't
times
worry.
I can't.
You're never going to hear this. I'm going to edit it.
No, I liked it though.
All right. So, Molly, well, let's go back to my point. All right. Women are emotional creatures. Most women want a man for their character and not their appearance. Most women would want a man that can make them laugh and not because they're beautiful.
Oh, shit.
All right. So, wouldn't you want to go out with someone that doesn't care you have a pimple? Someone that doesn't care you're having a bad hair day? Wouldn't you rather go out with someone that likes you for who you are and not,
Wouldn't you rather play basketball with somebody who's actually decent and who can match your skill set?
Fuck no, I want to dunk all over some loser.
Bullshit. You don't want that in life. You want somebody to
Let me get that W, man. I don't want to catch no L.
Alley-oop.
I mean,
I have to say that every female is different, every male is different. Every one of us comes from different backgrounds and different things we bring to the table. And I know I'm saying that generally, but it's important to notate so that we're not saying, oh, all females are this or all males are this or whatever. So when it comes to character and appearance, I personally have a problem with looking at females or males with appearance. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't have a type that I'm really sexually attracted to. Let's be real. But I have a problem, especially when I look at my niece. I hate when people are like, oh, your niece is beautiful. She's fucking gorgeous. But she is not gauged on how pretty she is. She's gauged on the grades that she's getting, what she can do with her life, her skill set with soccer. She's amazing. She's one of the youngest kids playing at a level she's at. Like, I want to make sure that I'm pulling from her the things that make her her and not just because she's got looks, because those will fade. Let's be real. And vice versa for guys. You can, when I talked about that demisexual thing, it's I care more. So you should be able to shut up. I don't want to hear it. But it's one of those, like, you need to know the person before you're going to have emotional attachment. Somebody could be unattractive to me from the very beginning, and if there's like we start talking and there's more to that person, it can change the attraction level. And I'm not going to say unattractive, like terribly unattractive or anything like that, but like things can adjust based off getting to know that person. And sometimes we don't, in this society, with as fast as we move, give it a chance.
you know what? You're right. If you got a zit, I don't want you to go out with me.
I would rather show my
I don't want to see it. I might want to pop it. Come here, let me pop that. Oh man, I used to go out. No, never mind. That might be a story for another time. Like,
let me go ahead and dive in to this little monologue.
The guy in a relationship, all right.
So you have to understand, it's 2020. It's a swipe left, swipe right dating world.
It is.
Okay, it takes a lot of patience and a lot of time, and it's actually extremely hard today's time to actually get to dive in and get to know their personality, their behind the scenes, if they're actually good at anything. And I guarantee you, no matter what your niece looks like, if she's good looking, people are going to go out with her strictly based off her looks.
She's 8.
But then
back off.
What? What? She's 8?
She's 8.
Why would you bring her up in
wait,
this
she's
show?
8
Oh
and
my
you
God.
brought her up,
Oh my God.
No,
and you're saying she's gorgeous and beautiful?
Yes.
Who in the world?
Edit it.
Whoa,
Edit
hold
it.
on. No.
I thought she was
No,
like 16
no.
or 17.
I do too.
Hold on.
Edit.
So, guys,
Delete the shit
once
out
again,
of that.
perception is reality. Don't you dare edit it. Perception is reality.
Delete
right?
the shit out
You
of
guys heard what I
that.
said. She's beautiful. She's
All right,
beautiful
so
since
the
she's
FCC doesn't shut us down for like
No, hold on.
child pornography.
Let me talk.
All right.
There are no pictures. We're not talking about her in any sexual way, all right?
All right.
But
Okay.
she's my niece, and to look at somebody who's 8, and I've watched her since, obviously, she was born. I'm her only aunt on my sister's side. Like, we're really close. And to look at her and hear people say, oh, she's pretty, that devalues who she is as a human being and what she brings to the table.
No, I don't think.
100%.
You know what? This is touching on what Brandon was talking about as far as like the dating apps. So this website is from 2016. So it's kind of outdated right now. So right now, 40% of American adults have used online dating sites.
You have to.
That is up slightly from 9% in 2013. Now, 40% of American adults have ever used a dating app on their cell phone. The share of Americans who use dating apps has increased threefold since early 2013. At that point, just 3% of Americans had used these apps. So almost 50% of the population. I mean, we're at 40, and I imagine, God, right now we're probably pretty close to like 45, 47%.
I feel like those numbers are flawed. I don't know, man.
I think it's more.
Coming from the guy in a relationship.
No,
Coming from the guy in the relationship.
Really?
Yes,
You don't
I'm
have
calling
to
you out
be
on that
single in a
shit.
relationship to understand. You don't have to be in a relationship. More than 40% of Americans on dating apps.
Dun, dun, dun.
I mean,
Right.
talk to like.
I need
10
sound
people.
effects, damn it.
I know.
Oh, well, okay. So, sound effects, I have been trying. I've got a soundboard and everything. I got these car crash, and I just cannot get them to go through my soundboard into the podcast.
That's what she said.
I just
Really?
completely blanked out. What just happened?
What?
Somebody keyboard.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, here's what we're going to do here. Let's steer the boat back on track. Now, that's the train on the track. Okay. All right. Hold on.
Are you sure these aren't on?
All right. So, let's just hit on point number 3 right now. I think
Confidence.
we hit number 2 because I know Molly wants this one. Have confidence, and if you don't, then for God's sake, fake it.
Fake it till you make it.
No one wants to date someone that is always feeling sorry for themselves. I get it. We all have struggles at one point or another, but posting that crap in a singles group is pretty much dating suicide. If you're broke as a convict, always carry yourself with millionaire confidence. And I truly believe that right there.
Nobody needs to know your dirty laundry.
Yeah, so why tell it?
Especially on a social media site. Like, come on. Have dignity.
Nobody wants to know if you're a broken down shell of a human being. Nobody wants to know your flaws. We want to find those out on our own if we're going out with you.
Absolutely.
Don't put
I don't
them
know,
out
like
there.
knowing them. But not on social media, like on a conversation one-on-one
Yeah.
in person where I can read your body language. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Because what you might think is a flaw might not actually be a flaw to the person you're dating.
one person's trash is another person's treasure.
Is that what you're saying about your relationship?
What the hell? Is that coming back?
What?
What the fuck?
Man,
What?
wow, you're getting beat up over there. Kind of like it.
Nothing to do with the point. 'Cause everything's going back to the... No.
All right, so yeah, confidence. Confidence is big. You know, exuberate confidence. Find out if you're an actor. If you don't have any confidence, then just
Don't
act
ever
it.
do it, though. Like, be you. Be you, but in a positive light. Like, seeing positive things in your life. Look at the things that you're doing well.
But what
Don't
if?
always focus on the bad things.
But for some people, being you is not having any confidence.
Yeah.
Go to a
That's
counselor.
That's all they
to a
know.
counselor, stop
But do
drinking.
counselors really work though?
If you
mean-
can find the right one, it took me 6 to find the right one for me.
I think a beer with a friend is way better than
But
a
yeah,
counselor.
sometimes it
Yeah.
brings more emotions out.
Unless your friend's fucked up. Then if your friend's fucked up, then you're like getting advice
Then-
from a bad
Then
person.
back to the first point. Feel better about yourself.
Can I say something random to this topic?
Go ahead. Sure, we love random.
So there's a saying, and you think about these sayings, and I'm the worst probably at some of the sayings that I've heard in my life, but this particular one says, "You are the people you hang out with."
That is true.
And so when I say that, I want shush, I don't want to hang out with you anymore. So when you say that, and I've known Brandon forever, so I'm joking, but when you say that, think about what is it that they challenge you to be better at. Do they just go out and drink with you and you become shit-faced and there's nothing that's coming out of it? Or do you guys really like challenge each other to think bigger picture? Do you challenge yourselves career-wise? Do you challenge yourself in relationships? Do you challenge to do just different things? What is it that each person in your life brings to the table that you value?
You know, I saw this post on Facebook, I believe it was 2 days ago. If it doesn't pay you, if it doesn't inspire you, or if it doesn't give you orgasms, you shouldn't have it in your life. And I think that is pretty fucking true.
Pretty good.
But sometimes you're in a place where you pushed all those things away and you're trying to rebuild. That's me right now. And you're trying to figure out who are the people you want to have in your life. Friends, people around you. No, shut up.
She's like, Brandon, you're out of here.
Bye.
Brandon's done.
I can find a way to have orgasms without anybody. Thank you very
You
much.
gotta start somewhere.
I don't need that.
I mean,
But the people you're around, do they challenge you? Do you see bigger picture? Can you push them to be better? Like, what is it that relationship's worth?
I tell you, I've gotten pretty good at like taking the negative people out of my life, and it's
the
wonderful.
hammer.
With the hammer
Can I hold
and the block feature. Molly wants to hold my hammer. Everybody,
Do.
I'm gonna get out of the room
here
for a
we
minute.
go.
No, I just don't know.
You cannot drop my hammer.
I'm not going to.
Does it
Can I
vibrate?
hit Brandon with it?
Does it actually
Oh, I mean,
Not yet. It needs.
I'd have to have him sign a waiver for that.
vibrate? Yeah.
No, it doesn't vibrate. I don't think there's any.
Workers'
battery
No,
in
there's
it.
no batteries in it. No, and if it
What
did
kind does it
vibrate, you
take?
can't.
If it's
You
done
can't
late,
use
I
it.
have some downstairs.
So right now, Molly is holding my hammer.
Trying to figure out how to get it to vibrate.
Well,
She's
the way
actually
to do it is
stroking the
put it in.
handle.
I need batteries. Yep.
Oh my God! Of all the episodes I did not record,
No, there was gonna be
This
no
thing's
video on
got
this.
some weight on it.
Not as much as I was hoping for.
I guess we're all worthy. You know. All right, so we were just talking about how many batteries Molly uses, and
No, I have two
Weak.
batteries downstairs if they're necessary, but I need a screwdriver to open that.
I figured you were like a rechargeable person. With technology, just plug it into
You
the
need
wall.
technology to recharge?
I'm talking about your personal sexual devices.
Yeah.
Some yes, some no. Some are natural.
Oh my God!
All right, so
What?
number 4, guys. Woe is me and weak. That's what I have.
Oh, so this is a primary. Hold on, this is for like men. This is me and Brandon addressing the guys, and you're more than welcome to queue up a question here. But first, this is something that it's kind of like us.
Can I preface it though?
What? No, you cannot. Hold on. No. Go ahead. I want to hear your preface.
Here's the thing and all I have written down based off reading the whole thing was guys. Woe is me and weak.
Wait, Molly. I got a perfect thing. We're going to act right now. Okay. I am going to pretend like I'm writing a post, and then you're going to let me know how you feel about it.
Oh my God, that's such
Are you
bad
ready?
idea. No.
Okay.
Perfect.
Let me
No.
All right. How do I might need to type this out so it feels real. Okay. Hey, what's up, everybody? Yeah, just went out on a date. It lasted
Oh Lord. he's
15
talking
minutes.
about his personal life. Seriously.
She left me, and I
oh,
paid the bill.
Poor guy. He's pathetic.
Yeah. I don't have a job right now.
Oh my God.
I'm living in my mom's basement.
Please make him stop.
And
This is
but
terrible.
one day I hope to
Block.
find a good woman.
Block.
I think I'd have scrolled past them personally as a dude.
Here's the thing.
Scrolling.
You may not know who's reading or looking
What?
or seeing it, but sometimes when you're like real and where you're who you are and you're really trying to say something that you've thought about and you're not just emotional, then it can mean a lot to other people and it can bring people in who can be friends or potential long-term things. But when you're fucking pathetic, no. Get the fuck off social media.
Okay. Let me read it first, and then you've got the floor as soon as I read it. You ready?
Oh,
Okay.
wait,
Yeah, I'm gonna actually read the comment. Okay. So this is for the guys. All right. No woman that I know or have ever had a conversation with has ever said to me, "Oh, that woe is me post is so sexy." If you show women that you are weak, then guess what? No woman is going to fucking date you
Nope.
unless she is weaker.
Or a codependent.
Or yes.
Because
All
they're
right.
gonna fix you.
All right. So Molly, what you got on this as a woman?
It's
it's
so
easy.
this is funny because this is a conversation. No, you don't get to talk for a second.
It's easy.
This is a conversation that Bird we actually had earlier today, and
Ooh.
I was talking really fast because shocker, I talk fast. So let me slow down.
Wait, what was that?
What? She said she talked fast.
I know. I was just
Never
fucking with
would've
her. I
guessed.
was fucking with her.
Can I turn off Brandon's speak? Like, yeah, how do I turn
I'm
his
barely
off?
talking, bro. What are you talking about?
So here's the thing. We came from a place in society where years and years and years ago, guys worked, brought home the money, women stayed home, they took care of the babies, they cleaned, they cooked, they did all this stuff, right? We all know this. There's nothing crazy about that. Where we're at right now in society is we have people all the way from that generation down to have never even seen or thought or understand what the hell that generation is. So we're all over the place. Our society has changed where you have to have almost 2 incomes. And if you don't, good God, you haven't had babies yet. What the hell's going on, right? Or you have and you're a single parent.
Hold on, let me tell
poor
you.
single parent. I'm still talking.
I feel like you're on a business pocket. You're kind of drifting away from the actual point.
I haven't.
Is this going to turn back around?
It is.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
But I'm ADHD, so
Keep
you
go-
don't want to
okay.
stop it too long, so then I'll
Okay.
forget where I'm going with
go.
that.
Go ahead. Go.
So people come from different places, and when you look at where society is at, we've told men their entire lives, essentially in our society, that you have to be the, beat on your chest, breadwinner, take care of everything. And we tell women they have to be the person, the person on their shoulder or whatever. And it's changed. It's changed. It's not good or bad. We just don't know right now how to navigate it. So you have women like, I have no problem walking up to a guy and telling him I want to go on a date. No problem. It scares the fuck out of some guys. Vice versa, their guys have no problem coming up to me and saying something. But we are still navigating what that means. Our society hasn't determined that, and we have to figure out, how emotional can I be with somebody? How emotional can I not be with somebody? How direct can I be, or am I too aggressive, or am I not aggressive enough? And there's always these things we're thinking about, and I think when we can learn to say, hey, this is what I bring to the table. This is where I, the strengths that I have, the weaknesses that I have, and be able to have direct conversations without being on our phones half the time or without just texting, actually having conversations in person, looking in each other's eyes. That's going to make a big difference when it comes to dating. Now, Brandon, what do you have to say?
He done forgot.
I mean, I heard everything she said. That's what she said. Get it. But you only hit on one point. We're talking like a weakness as a man. Yeah, I know you hit on financial weakness and kind of like, this.
If you say what was me, you already broke down and we're an asshole to everybody else because nobody wants to be around you.
But we're talking to a guy that, he goes on his first date with a guy and then he comes, or with a guy, a girl, whatever, 2020. And, he comes in and he vents and he's like, pity party, pitter patter. And it's like
number one, nobody cares.
And that's like a weakness, and it's like an emotional weakness as opposed to just being like, you know what,
figure out what you did wrong and find a way to fix it and or enhance the things that you enjoyed about what was happening.
And move on.
Maybe that person brought a great scientific background, and you're like, I liked that. Let me find other people that come from that. Like, take it as a learning experience and evaluate it. Because if you don't, you're never going to get anywhere.
Right. I think we have created like a mindset in our society where everyone wants what they want when they want it,
but not willing to give the effort for it.
But and if we don't get what we want when we want it, then we feel ripped off. All right,
grass is greener the other direction. Absolutely.
Yeah, and to make matters worse, we intensify our problems by like continuously rehashing our "woe is me" story to the entire world. And whatever it is that has potential to keep you from enjoying the day. Understand that it's not the situation itself that is causing you to be unhappy. It's your thoughts and how you allow them to control you. It's what you choose to focus on that fuels your emotions and defines your reality.
There's a movie that's so in that realm, and I can't even think of the name of it because I'm really bad about that.
Then it doesn't count.
I will find it, and I will send it to you so you can blast it. Oh, shut your trap.
What kind of movie is
it? Amazing.
Like what kind of movie?
Who's the guy who played in 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Steve Carell.
It's a Steve Carell movie.
Smart.
Ooh.
Smart.
No, that sucked. No.
Wait, what sucked? Wait, hold on. What movies you just say sucked?
For me, I wasn't a big fan of it.
What, 40-Year-Old Virgin?
No,
what?
Smart.
I've seen it twice, so I've worked out on my elliptical.
Smart.
Steve Carell movie?
I haven't seen that one. You know what movie that sucked was when he was like the crazy dude that played with the dolls.
Oh, that's what she said.
What?
Yeah. He had like all these dolls and he would play with them and set them up. They were like World War II dolls.
I did not.
And he like fell in love with the lady across the street and yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That sounds like 40-Year-Old Virgin.
No.
40-Year-Old Virgin.
Hold on.
Cleaned out his entire apartment because he was going on his date.
I am totally going to look this movie up right now.
You mean to tell me he's played in an actual serious role, not a comedy?
Oh yeah, he's totally. Welcome to Marwin. That was the name of it. That's a 2018 movie.
He was in Despicable Me. Who the hell was he?
Oh yeah, he was in Despicable Me.
Yep, just saw that.
How in the hell do we go from talking about confidence or
you invited me here.
Carell?
You invited me here. ADHD.
You
called it before I ever told you.
Molly has us all over the place.
Yes, we're trying to think of a movie.
Well, we only got one more point to touch on, and that's number 5.
No.
What?
We have
what
5
happened?
and 6.
Well, 6 is pretty much like.
It's a problem.
It is a problem.
It's something we need to discuss. I'm sorry. We need to
heavy
discuss
dog.
All right, so Molly, let's go ahead and touch on number 5. Hey, be a trooper and read that for us.
Well, the funny part is I don't have to read, but I have my note, which
Live
says right
notes.
person.
Oh!
And when I say right person, it is like you think in some realm of the world there's this perfect person that's going to complement who you are and make you an amazing human being. And what you're forgetting is that you have to bring that to the table.
Yeah. So make sure instead of trying to find the right person, that you're the right person. Boom.
I told
Drop
you,
the mic, son of a bitch.
I told you my thing this year. I just turned my last 30s, like we talked about earlier. And I decided in October that, hey, I'm not in a relationship, don't have kids, don't really care to be in a relationship right now till I figure out some things. And why not invest in me? So I have a goal in the next year to have a 6-pack before I'm 40. Why not?
You can go
Why
get a
not?
6-pack at a store down the street.
Not that kind of 6-pack. But why not invest in yourself? Why not think of, and I have a therapist who's like, what are the things you love doing when you're a kid? I am personally right now on the hunt for somebody who wants to learn how to dance with me. Partner dance. And potentially make it competitive.
With you.
I'm dead serious. I grew up in competition. It's something that I enjoy doing if there's a goal. So find the things you enjoy doing and just learn, get better, be a better person, because the right person, quote unquote, I don't believe in, but the person that's going to like be a good connection for you and kind of enhance who you are and vice versa, not make you better, but enhance, that person is going to come along if you're happy and not all these other things we talked about.
I'm going to say I'm a firm believer in the right person will find you. Just like opportunities in life, as long as you keep your eyes open and your options open, when the right time comes, just like the right person, they'll find you.
Yeah, you know, everybody says this, it's cliche, but if you're looking, you're never going to find them. If you're not, they're going to land right on your face.
Don't you fucking clap.
All right, here we go. So number 6, this is our last point on the post that I put on SOT, Singles of the Triangle, this morning.
That's Singles of the Triangle?
Yeah, and so if you run around, and this is, I'm just going to say it right now, this is mainly geared toward the men. Some women do it, but this is...
and it's nothing wrong if you're a female or a male doing it.
But I'm going to say this is mostly the men that do this. I'll say 60%, 70%, maybe even 75% of it is men. All right, so if you're going to an event and you're running around like a horny dog trying to hit on every woman at the event, that you're going to get a reputation. If you are chasing women like dogs chase cars, there's a problem. And sometimes this turns into like some sort of harassment, and it gets back.
Creepy.
Yeah, it's creepy, and it gets back to myself and the moderators. Everybody tells us like, or one of the moderators, at least 85% of the going-ons that happen at these events. A lot of women get touched, and I get it. People are drinking alcohol. It contributes a lot to this type of behavior. And it's a two-way street too. I get it. The women flirt with the men. They both touch each other. They both dance a little too close. But as the night goes on, people get drunker, and it's bad situations happen. If you can't go to an event, you can't hold your alcohol, you should probably just stay at home.
Know how to control yourself, seriously.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, most of you people are over 40. Or at least 35 and up. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Let me go ahead and get in here with a Q-tip. Okay.
Q-tip.
Another thing you have to think about, a lot of people don't think about, is when you're out at these, like a social group, kind of everyone knows everyone. You have to understand, when you make your choice to sleep with one person from the group.
People talk.
And let me go ahead and tell you, that person you slept with, and the person that you just made out with or hooked out with, let me go ahead and tell you, you just eliminated about 10 to 15 other potential women that you wanted to potentially hook up.
God, come on.
Or men. But that sounds weird coming from me. So I just want to say, it's okay to be I'm not gonna say it's okay to harass or anything, but when you're drunk and you got all these options, just take a second and make sure you're picking the right option, because if not, this is going to cost you in the long run, because maybe your right option's friends with the wrong option.
Can I talk to this topic?
I feel the love across the table over there. It's like
each other, we killed each other.
So do you understand where I'm coming from, Bert? Do y'all understand?
No, yeah, I get it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead, Molly, before I go.
What I wanted to say is things happen. You get into mindsets, especially after relationships, or maybe when things just didn't go right with somebody that you thought it was going right with, like where you get depressed, or maybe you aren't mentally sane where you want to be, or maybe you just want to go out and just be stupid. And we all have it. It doesn't matter what age we're at. And as we get older, I feel like sometimes it's worse. So be able to realize, what are the things that I'm lacking in my life? How can I reach out for help? And I was a person as a teenager that therapy, other things, they weren't helpful. They were actually hurtful for me. But like as I get older, like I know what I want to accomplish. I know the things that I'd like to adjust and get better at in my life, and find a way to reach out and start doing that, as opposed to falling into woe was me, let me just go fuck the first guy that looks hot. Because it's not going to be helpful, and long term you're not going to gain what you want to gain.
That's not at all what we're talking about.
No.
Yes.
That come from a completely different ball field.
I'm sorry.
I understand completely what you're
disagree.
saying, but I'm saying when you're going out in these social, like you're actually ready for that point.
What
it's
goals
not,
you have and where you want to be. Sometimes you
Yeah.
won't do the things
And
that you
you're-
would have normally done if you didn't have goals
Exactly,
and
that's
had
what
to
I'm
put
saying.
things into perspective.
and that's what we're saying. Like when you start drinking,
Well, yeah, you
and
rely
you
on
can
that
make
shit.
stupid
Yeah,
decisions.
you rely on that
But
shit. I
you
get it.
put yourself. I mean, you're already out there because you wanted to be out there. You're not
You can be out there and
because
not put yourself in that position.
Well, that's the problem. When you start drinking, sometimes you do accidentally, and that's the
that's-
Q-tip point that I made.
You know, I hold on. Maybe I'm just a little more rational than most men. Okay. And maybe that comes from just several
Having a
factors with
daughter.
me. Well, I know a lot of guys that don't carry themselves good that have daughters. So
fair enough.
I can't say that's it, but I can go out and drink, and I know how to keep my hands to myself and still how to be respectful. I think just, all men are cut from a different cloth. Not every man's the same, thank God.
Nor
That-
woman.
That's
Yeah.
why men's mentality. You guys. That's why you got good guys. That's why you got criminals. Everybody's got something in their brain that makes them the person they are. And some of these people are in ATB. Not saying they're criminals, but they just have that thing where when they hit that spot, they think it's okay to push the limits with women. Say things to them that are like really sexually aggressive, put their hands where they're not supposed to be. And then we hear about it the next day, and we are not the police. We are not doing interviews or trying to investigate these situations. Our job as moderators and the admin is to make these events so people can go out and have a good time. We're not the relationship police. I don't care what anybody says. So that's why if you're found out, if you're reported, and the hammer comes down, you just go quietly, because
It's really heavy.
there's no need to cause a fuss. I don't want to put your business out. We're trying to keep this as low down as possible, and we don't need any more drama, okay? So the mods and myself have a job, and that is to protect the members, and we'll do it, okay? Just remember, with every member, and this is the truth, and I don't want to sound like an asshole here, but this is the honest to God truth. For every person we kick out the group, we gain 10. So it's not like you're going to be missed. All right. The group's going to go on without you.
But you choose that destiny.
That's right. You pave your own road.
Or if you're not sure, you're unclear, you need some coaching, there are people you can reach out to. We're all here.
You make your own bed. You lie in it. We got any more metaphors? Come on. Let's just kick them out. Come on. We can do some more metaphors.
No one cares how much you know until they know how much you care.
All right. We got anything else?
So we need people to respond back and let us know your feedback on this. What you would like to hear, what maybe was great, what maybe sucked. Maybe you didn't want to hear me talk about guys on my side, or maybe Brandon, who's in a relationship, shouldn't have talked about females. We don't know. Give us feedback so we can make these better. That's
Why
the
can't I
biggest thing.
talk about females?
That's right. All right, so if you're listening to this, that means you've seen the leak from the YouTube channel. So what we want you to do is we want you to subscribe and like this podcast, listen to many more. We've got other stuff going on, like we've got the ATB Idol videos, and we've got plenty more coming to the ATB YouTube channel. So check us out, like and subscribe. And I'd like to thank Brandon and Molly for joining me tonight on ATB Hammered. We will check you out again. Episode 6 is coming. Peace. Check the events tab.